dear student. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I am Dr. Nurul Kayam Muhammad Musallin, Professor of Surgery, Jalalabad Ragib Rai Medical College. Today I would like to discussing with you about a very common topics, that is acute cholecystitis. There are different types of cholecystitis you may find in your practical life. The very common cholecystitis is chronic cholecystitis, but sometimes you may experience with a patient of acute cholecystitis, because the about 10 to 20% of the patient may be presented with acute cholecystitis, and acute cholecystitis is a surgical emergency, so everyone should have a clear knowledge about acute cholecystitis. At first, what is the definition of acute cholecystitis? Acute cholecystitis is acute inflammation of the gallbladder. Usually, inflammation occurs in the wall of the gallbladder after a very small stone is impacted at the neck of the gallbladder, which give rise to increased pressure within the gallbladder lumen, also leads to stasis, which may give rise to multiplication of bacteria and infection. And those infection and inflammation give rise to the clinical features of acute cholecystitis. Commonly, it occurs in a patient with pre-existing chronic cholecystitis. That is, the patient has a recurrent attack of chronic cholecystitis, uh, and patient was repeatedly present to the physician or hospital with colicky pain in the upper abdomen, the duration of which was maybe minutes to hours, and the patient has a pain-free condition between the episode of chronic cholecystitis. But this condition may be complicated with acute cholecystitis, that is with sudden severe continuous upper abdominal pain, and the duration of pain is more than 12 hours, even days. And sometimes the acute cholecystitis may be present at first presentation. The usual cause of the acute cholecystitis is impacted gallstone in the Hartmann pouch. In the anatomy, the Hartmann pouch is not a normal anatomical pouch. It is formed at the junction of the neck and the cystic duct due to impaction of the stone, and which leads to obstruction of the cystic duct. Now, how can we classify acute cholecystitis? Acute cholecystitis may be classified according to presence or absence of stone. Usually, most of the cholecystitis has presence of stone, and that is called acute calculous cholecystitis, and which is about 90% of the acute cholecystitis. And other types is acute acalculous cholecystitis, which are only 10% of the patient. Here, inflammation present in the gallbladder wall, but there may be absent of stone within the lumen or in the infection of the neck. Now, what types of bacteria may be take part in process of acute cholecystitis? The causative bacteria are E. coli. E. coli is the most common bacteria in pathogenesis of acute cholecystitis. Klebsiella, Pseudomonas and Proteus. These are the gram-negative bacteria. Streptococcus faecalis, Salmonella, and sometimes Clostridium welchi. So these are the common bacteria that take part in pathogenesis of infection of lumen of the gallbladder, which leads to acute cholecystitis. Now, pathogenesis. In a stone causes the obstruction at the Hartmann pouch or in the cystic duct. This obstruction causes stasis, edema of the wall and bacterial infection. That leads to acute cholecystitis and its effect. So the main point of pathogenesis is the blockage of Hartmann pouch or cystic duct by an infection of stone. In this video, we may go through the pathogenesis of acute cholecystitis. This is cystic duct and this is gallbladder lumen which contain bile and some stone. Due to movement or any other cause, a stone is impacted in the neck of the gallbladder which causes blockage and that leads to increased pressure within the gallbladder lumen and finally infection, which leads to pathogenesis of acute cholecystitis. So the wall become inflamed, edematous, and also cholecystic collection may be present around the gallbladder. And now, what are the pathology of acute cholecystitis? What are the changes that occurs in gallbladder and surroundings during acute cholecystitis? The gallbladder will be distended with edematous friable wall. The wall contains dilated vessel. An area of necrosis and patchy gangrene may be occur in severe cases. So you may found this type of gallbladder after operation. This gallbladder wall is edematous and friable, and so friable that if you grasp it with any instrument, this may breaks down. And there are some patchy opacities and necrosis of the wall of the gallbladder. Lumen contain infected fluid or infected bile or frank pus. In histology shows feature of acute inflammation with neutrophil and edema, an area of necrosis and cell death. And now, what are the complications of acute cholecystitis? You know, the acute cholecystitis itself is a complication of the gallstone, but this grievous condition also give rise to other dangerous conditions like empyema of the gallbladder, that is gallbladder is full of infected materials or pus, gangrenous gallbladder, the wall become gangrenous and that leads to a perforation of the gallbladder and leakage of the infected materials and pus within the peritoneal cavity. The perforation, about 5 to 10% of the acute cholecystitis may be perforated. That's usually occur in the fundus or sometimes in the neck at the Hartmann pouch. And due to spillage of the infected materials within the peritoneum, that leads to peritonitis. Pericholecystic abscess also present. Cholangitis and septicemia may develop. So these are the grievous conditions which may arise as a complication of acute cholecystitis. So before appearance of this type of dangerous complication, acute cholecystitis should be treated properly. Now, what are the clinical features of acute cholecystitis? The pain. The pain is the most common feature of acute cholecystitis. There is severe upper right abdominal pain, which is constant in nature. You know, in case of chronic cholecystitis, the pain is colicky in nature and duration is very short, and the patient has pain-free period between the episode of chronic cholecystitis. But in case of acute cholecystitis, pain is severe and it is constant in nature, and the duration is more than 12 hours and it may be continue up to days. The pain may be radiused to back and referred to the tip of the right shoulder. The pain is associated with nausea, vomiting, and fever. So vomiting may be present, also fever may be present along with pain. On examination, patient is toxic with rise of temperature and tachycardia and tachypnea. And the upper abdomen is severely tender with muscle guarding and rigidity. Palpable, tender, smooth, soft gallbladder may be found in upper right abdomen. Murphy's sign. It is very important sign for acute cholecystitis. And the Murphy's sign is positive. And Murphy's sign is palpated just below the tip of the 9 costal cartilage by thumb of the left hand. And patient catch hold his breathing at the zenith of inspiration due to severe pain when the inflamed gallbladder, fundus or gallbladder touching the pressure point of the thumb in this area. So Murphy's sign is the very important sign for diagnosis of acute cholecystitis. Here you may find the examination process of acute cholecystitis, that is placement of the thumb just below the tip of the 9 costal cartilage and give rise to gentle pressure, and patient is asked to take deep breathing, and finally the patient catch hold the breathing at the zenith of inspiration, and this is the positive Murphy's sign. Now, what are the differential diagnoses of acute cholecystitis? Though the acute cholecystitis give rise to severe constant upper abdominal pain, there are so many dangerous conditions which may also give rise to same types of pain. So these are the conditions which are the differential diagnoses of acute cholecystitis. That is duodenal ulcer perforation. This is a dangerous situation. It should be treated properly and earlier. Acute pancreatitis, this is also another dangerous condition. Acute appendicitis, acute pyelonephritis, especially on the right side, lobar pneumonia, and also myocardial infarction. So every differential diagnosis should be rolled out whether the patient has acute cholecystitis or other differential diagnosis, and every condition should be treated properly. Now the investigation of the acute cholecystitis. The ultrasonography of the whole abdomen. So it's special attention to hepatobiliary system and pancreas. Gallbladder is distended, thick and edematous gallbladder wall, pericholecystic collection may be seen, and echogenic structure impacted at the neck of the gallbladder, casting posterior acoustic shadow. So these are the clear-cut findings of acute cholecystitis, and that may be called the hallmark of ultrasonography findings of acute cholecystitis. In this video, uh, we may show the change in the acute cholecystitis. That is the gallstone, which may be impacted in the neck of the gallbladder, and this is the thickened gallbladder wall due to edema of the gallbladder wall. And these are the gallstone, and these are edematous gallbladder wall in ultrasonography. And finally, this is impacted gallbladder stone, and this blackish area is the pericholecystic fluid. This pericholecystic fluid collection may be seen only in the acute cholecystitis, not chronic cholecystitis. Now, what are the other investigation? The liver function test is the other biochemical investigation for management of acute cholecystitis. These are the serum bilirubin, ALT, alkaline phosphatase, and prothrombin type. Plain X-ray of the abdomen. Plain X-ray of the abdomen is not a diagnostic investigation for acute cholecystitis, but it is important to rule out the duodenal ulcer perforation. So, in case of duodenal ulcer perforation, you may find crescentic gas shadow under the dome of the diaphragm, especially at the right dome of diaphragm. Sometimes you may get in under the left dome of diaphragm. So, not for diagnosis of the acute cholecystitis, but rule out the very important differential diagnosis, that is perforated duodenal ulcer. But 10% of the radiopaque gallstone is also may be detected, but that is not very important for diagnosis of acute cholecystitis. Plain X-ray abdomen may also give, these are the gallbladder stone, it is only found in 10% of the patient. Pancreatic and renal stone also may be rolled out by plain X-ray of the abdomen. These are the so many stone is present in the pancreas, and which give clear-cut idea about presence of pancreatitis of the patient. For general preparation of the patient, what are the investigations? Full blood count, renal profile, random blood sugar level, chest X-ray, and ECG if the patient is over 48 hours or medically indicated. Now, management. How can you manage a case of acute cholecystitis? Because acute cholecystitis is a disease of surgical emergency, it should be treated promptly and properly. There are so many options for treatment of the acute cholecystitis. There may be three options or three ways. So what are the options of management of acute cholecystitis? The options are early cholecystectomy, emergency cholecystectomy, and conservative treatment followed by routine cholecystectomy. These are the three types of option in treatment of acute cholecystitis, and surgeon should decide which type of option should be followed for management of acute cholecystitis. Now, early cholecystectomy. Early cholecystectomy, if the patient presented with features of acute cholecystitis, and after all examination and investigation, it was confirmed that patient has acute cholecystitis, initial symptomatic treatment is required. That is nothing by mouth, IV fluid, analgesic, antibiotics, and after this symptomatic treatment, cholecystectomy may be done at the next available OT days, operation days. So this is called early cholecystectomy. Now what about emergency cholecystectomy? Sometimes the patient may be present initially with the features of empyema gallbladder or gangrenous cholecystitis. This patient needs emergency cholecystectomy as early as possible, not waiting for next available operation days. Or the patient presented with perforated gallbladder with severe peritonitis. Or if initial conservative treatment is failed to reduce the symptom, these types of patient needs emergency cholecystectomy. So cholecystectomy should be done as early as possible. Now what about routine cholecystectomy? Initial conservative treatment, then the patient may be allowed home for complete subsidence of the inflammation for about 6 weeks, and then routine cholecystectomy done after 6 weeks. That is called routine cholecystectomy. Previously, this routine cholecystectomy after conservative treatment was popular, but nowadays the early cholecystectomy or emergency cholecystectomy is popularized because during the waiting for subsidence of inflammation, patient may have another attack of acute cholecystitis, and which give rise to severe complications. So nowadays, early and emergency cholecystectomy is popular through the surgeons. Now operative management. How can you operate the patient of acute cholecystitis? For operation, it is very important that the operation should be undertaken with 5 to 7 days of onset of attack, and the surgeon is experienced and excellent operation facilities is available in this hospital. So if a patient of acute cholecystitis is present after 7 days or 1 week, the early and emergency cholecystectomy should be avoided, because the strong inflammation and adhesion with surrounding structure may give rise to injury to surrounding important structure like duodenum, intestine, and biliary tree. During the operation of this acute cholecystitis patient. Now, what will be the operative procedure? There may be two options in operation of the uh, cholecystitis. Option 1 is open cholecystectomy and option 2 is laparoscopic cholecystectomy. So what will be the options and how can you decide whether the patient is operated with either open cholecystectomy or laparoscopic cholecystectomy? So the surgeon, he may decide whether the patient needs acute cholecystitis or open or laparoscopic procedure. सर तो लेक्चर नहीं थी सर. अच्छा. So surgeon should divide whether the patient should be operated either open or laparoscopy. So for emergency and early cholecystectomy, the open procedure is favorable. But for routine cholecystectomy, the laparoscopic cholecystectomy or laparoscopic procedure is gold standard, as chronic cholecystitis. But the experienced surgeon may perform laparoscopic cholecystectomy in early and emergency procedure. This depends on the skillness of this laparoscopic surgeon. Now it is a very important question in viva and also case. How can you differentiate acute cholecystitis from chronic cholecystitis? So you should answer from the history, then examination and the investigation. In history of chronic cholecystitis and acute cholecystitis, in case of chronic cholecystitis, colicky abdominal pain is present and the duration of the pain is minutes to few hours, and the pain is not associated with fever. In case of acute cholecystitis, severe constant abdominal pain is present and the duration is more than 12 hours and the pain is associated with fever. So from the history we may differentiate whether it is acute cholecystitis or chronic cholecystitis. And from examination, how can you differentiate is it acute or chronic cholecystitis? In case of chronic cholecystitis, temperature is not raised and mild tenderness present in the right hypochondrium and no palpable mass is present in the right hypochondrium. Muscle guarding and rigidity is absent and the Murphy's sign is also negative in case of chronic cholecystitis. But in case of acute cholecystitis, the temperature raised, the tenderness present in the right hypochondrium and the tenderness may be severe, palpable mass may be present in the right hypochondrium and muscle guarding and rigidity is present. And finally, is very important sign, that is Murphy's sign is positive in case of acute cholecystitis. Now from investigation, how can we differentiate acute cholecystitis from chronic cholecystitis? In case of chronic cholecystitis, neutrophilic leukocytosis is absent and ultrasonography findings are gallbladder is not distended, the lumen contains single or multiple echogenic structure casting posterior acoustic shadow. But in case of acute cholecystitis, neutrophilic leukocytosis is present and the ultrasonography findings are gallbladder is distended, the thick and edematous gallbladder wall, pericholecystic collection is present and the echogenic structure may be impacted at the neck of the gallbladder, casting posterior acoustic shadow. So these are the way of answering how can you differentiate acute cholecystitis from chronic cholecystitis. So dear student, acute cholecystitis case will be not available in your bed, but it is very important to manage the case of acute cholecystitis in your internship and the next practical life. And during your viva examination, you may ask commonly about how can you diagnose a case of acute cholecystitis or how can you differentiate acute cholecystitis from chronic cholecystitis, and what are the ultrasonography findings of acute cholecystitis.